Greetings and welcome to my new calculus channel. My name is John Gabriel. A little while back, I'd say about almost a year ago, actually more than a year ago, uh, I had a conversation. Well, I tried to teach that prize moron called Markus Klyver. He's really a troll on sci.math. I tried to teach him that you cannot say 2 is a factor of 5. And he came up with a comment where he said that 2 is a factor of 5 in ring theory. Now, first of all, I want to warn you about set theory and group theory. It's all anti-mathematical garbage, by the way. And it came around and came about as a result of inept mainstream academics not being able to do uh, valid mathematics, such as calculus and arithmetic and geometry and trigonometry. They basically never had a clue of how to do any of those. So, in order to get their PhDs, they developed this bullshit whereby they could take a previous dissertation, add one or two things after plagiarizing it, and then getting a PhD. So, but really, ring theory is a load of childish crap, by the way. And you'll see if you read what the definition of a ring is in group theory. It's really unremarkable drivel, by the way. And one has to imbibe this utter garbage in order to get a math degree these days. For example, they won't teach this sort of thing in engineering because it's absolutely useless crap. I mean, you can't do anything with it. So let's see what do the morons believe? The morons such as Markus Klyver in ring theory. In other words, the bullshit of set theory and topology. The term factor is typically used to describe a concept related to divisibility. Okay, in abstract algebra, one of the first concepts learned is congruence and equivalency, but it doesn't mean anything such as arithmetic operations. It has no relation to that whatsoever, and it doesn't have any equality that's useful in algebra either. So, however, in the context of the ring of integers, which is capital Z, 2 is not a factor of 5 because 5 cannot be evenly divided by 2, right? So there are some interesting applications of abstract algebra, such as finding out on what day of the week a given date falls. But to be honest, it's quite fruitless, really. So when I was in my second year of high school, I designed an algorithm that was simple enough to remember so that I could impress others by telling them the day of the week on which their birthday fell. Also, in closed systems such as time, these concepts can be applied, but they are entirely unnecessary and, for the most part, get this, useless, by the way. There's no use to this garbage in any field of STEM. So if we consider a different ring where 2 is indeed a factor of 5, we can look at the ring of modular integers, modulo 5, which is denoted as z forward slash 5z. So in this ring, the set of elements consist of the remainders when integers are divided by 5. So basically, what it means is anything over 5 recycles back to 0. Okay, so if you have 6, then it'll be, let's see, it'll be 1. Okay, so in this particular circumstance, addition and multiplication are defined modulo 5. So, for example, if we consider the element 2 in this ring, we can multiply it by any other element and observe the result. So 2 multiplied by 1 is equal to 2 mod 5, right? Same thing with 2 times 2 is equal to 4 mod 5. And this is pretty simple stuff. It just means that you're going through a certain series of steps to show that the remainder is in that particular ring, okay? But it has no relation to division as one finds in arithmetic or in geometry. In fact, all division and arithmetic operations come from geometry. So I go ahead and I explain to this idiot that the above claim that he made is spurious. Okay, it's not correctly written. It says, in summary, in the ring of modular integers modulo 5, they consider 2 to be a factor of 5 because 2 multiplied by 3 yields 5. And when 1 is subtracted and then divided by 5, the remainder is 0. And that's read as congruent to 0 modulo 5, right? So as you can see, this stuff is really a lot of highfalutin garbage. It's not even to be called mathematics in any sense of the word. And I want to warn you, by the way, a lot of mainstream lecturers and teachers will try to pull the wool over your eyes by telling you about Galois theory and groups and fields. All of that is absolutely garbage. And the fact that uh, Abel presented a proof that the quintic is not solvable using radicals is also extremely unremarkable and also entirely useless, because we can solve any equation we like with many different numerical methods. Okay, so it's not even interesting anymore. I mean, the first Italian guy, and I can't remember his name, who I think it was Cardano, who came up with a formula for the cubic. So, what I want to warn you is that be very careful of this BS. This is not mathematics. It's garbage. And and notice what it causes people like this idiot to say. He says that 2 times 5 over 2 means 2 is a factor of 5. Okay? Do you realize how incredibly stupid that is? And not only does he make mistakes like that, but there's another mistake that is just even more embarrassing than the one he made there. So let's see if I can find it. Well, what he does is he says that in my historic geometric theorem, maybe I should pull up a little paintbrush and just show you quickly. So he says that, oh, let's go back there. That in the historic geometric theorem, if you have, let's say, the function x squared, you end up with something like 2x plus h, where 2x is f prime of x and h is q of xh. Okay, and then he says something like this. He says, but what if you say 2x plus 5 plus h minus 5, and then you say that q of xh is h minus 5? Well, you can't do that. I mean, the guy's an idiot. And the guy is such a moron that he thinks that this expression, by the way, he thinks that that expression is different to that one. And he thinks that he can get innumerably many other expressions which are different to this expression. So as you can see, I mean, mainstream academics are incorrigibly stupid creatures. They suffer from Dunning-Kruger, from jealousy, from incompetent uh, abilities, and lack of an aptitude for mathematics. You really have to bear these things in mind before you start on a math degree. And my advice would be, honestly, just study on your own, because you're not going to learn anything from those idiots. And whatever they tell you is, in all likelihood, going to be either misleading or wrong. I'm John Gabriel, and if you're not already a subscriber to my channel, become a subscriber to my channel. I'll give you a link to this sci.math, the whole dialogue. Become a subscriber to my channel. Okay, go to the content section, and you can also become a members only for $4.99 a month. Follow me on academia.edu, and I promise you, you will learn more mathematics from me than you learned from all the morons who came before me, because none of them had an aptitude in mathematics, and the majority of them are not even mathematicians' backsides. So, how do I know? Because I'm a real mathematician. Okay, that's pretty much it. Till next time, goodbye.